Hello and welcome to Cow Talk. I'm your host, Lucas Thurston, here in sunny Toronto, Ontario, coming to you from our fine studio here. And today I'm joined by a good old friend of mine, Jackson Abrams. Welcome,
Hi
Jackson.
there. Thank
Um,
you.
Today our trusty producer is taking a little break, so it's just Jackson and I. But we're gonna get into some various stuff. But first we're gonna start off like our introduction episodes have been, kind of talking about how we first met each other and how we know each other. So just before we started, you were saying that if you thought we met at well, first let's get into like Jackson is he's an artist. You can see a little bit of some of the paint in action going on behind him there, and a little collage work I see as well. So Jackson's a great artist. He's also quite the audio engineer, and he's done live sound for people like Kurt Vile, the Easy Star All Stars, Henry Rollins. Yeah, and the list goes on. It's a pretty sweet list of people that Jackson has done the live sound for. Back when he was working,
I only did the lights for Easy Star All Stars. I wish I can take credit for sound.
still
I was just
so
I was
running
there
lights.
running lights, still fun. But yeah, that I was still green enough. That was the first year where if it was a big name, I would end up taking the back seat and a real sound tech would come in.
Fair enough. Yeah, Jackson and I both like have worked in the world of live production together, but we met many years before we got into that.
Actually, I think you and I either met the year before or the year of me starting sound.
Really?
Yes. I started at the Great Hall in 2009. That was my first year at OCAD. And you and I probably met in 2008 a couple times.
Oh wow.
Because that was Max's and you and Max's first year.
Oh wow. Yeah, the Great Hall is one of the many. I mean less than many now. It's one of the venues here in Toronto, but it's a pretty cool old music hall.
It was an old YMCA back in the early 1800s, and like the building was designed ridiculously, where the hall itself was the gym and the balcony was the running track, and then underneath in the roots underneath the what was the theater center, now it's a secondary venue, you can find remnants of an old bowling alley and pool in the basement running underneath Queen Street.
Oh no way. That's
Yeah.
wild. Oh, that's cool.
All in this old YMCA building, middle of the city.
Yeah, the Great Hall houses many secrets.
If anywhere was haunted, that place
Yeah,
has some
definitely.
ghosts.
Yeah. So yeah, we met when like I was attending Ryerson. I think it was either in first year. It was probably in first year.
We probably met first year for you.
Yeah, so back in 2008 or 2009.
Yeah.
And
then we probably had a few meet and greets. And then once the boys got the apartment, Max, Mac, and Steve, that's when the chill sessions began.
Yes. Yeah. And we started hanging out quite a lot in, I guess that was summer right before third year. So, yeah. That's when we moved over here.
I think they got that second year even, dude. Because I remember doing drawing projects. And that was my first year classes was drawing.
No, I mean, I kind of moved in with them when they got that. They got that in the summer.
You moved in third year.
Yeah. So they got that in the summer. I think earlier in the summer, and they had it for a few months.
And then you moved in.
But Steve was living at the Verve in second year, and then he moved out second year.
Oh, it was you, Max, and Steve. Oh, you, Mac, and Max. Oh, time.
Well,
Time.
because I lived there for a month in Steve's room while he was
Yeah.
working a summer job, and then at the start of third
Yes.
year, I was sleeping on the floor under a little makeshift like tent that was made out of my house coat, and yeah, I'd
The
roll
old
up,
soundboard.
yeah, yeah, with the giant like 32 track mixer that I would pin it to, and roll up then I'd roll up that air mattress in the morning and stuff like my bedroom into the closet. This is a depressing month in some ways, but also fun in some other ways.
It was a lot of fun. Those were the days of Gears 5, Gears 3, no, Gears 2.
Yeah.
Gears of War 2, 5-player horde matches and all-night brainstorms and Magic the Gathering tournaments.
Oh yeah, man.
Oh,
Well,
fuck.
have you heard of Back for Blood at all? The game it just recently came out.
Back for Blood, what is it released on?
I think all the consoles.
Oh, next, like PS5 or PS4?
Both. So I got it for
Both, okay.
PS4. Eric's
Nice.
got it for PS5, but it's all crossplay, so you can play with anyone on any console. And it's made by the Left 4 Dead people. But just not produced by Valve. They kind of they did it themselves. So it's kind of like Left 4 Dead 3, but called Back for Blood. And it's
Okay.
exactly the same as Left 4 Dead. And so it just brought me back to like, oh yeah, we played, I remember we played Left 4 Dead. We played the like Call of Duty Zombies
Yep.
and Gears of War Horde quite a lot of.
Yeah. Just some classics.
Yeah, which when like because like those games, I think a lot of them like at their core aren't necessarily my kind of game, but the multiplayer, like when you're all playing together as a team,
Yeah, that's
are
what it's
really
all
really
about.
great. Yeah.
And
So
like I have trouble. I don't do multiplayer games. Like I'll play Battlefront 2, but like I don't talk to people.
yeah, Eric's exactly the same way.
You don't want to interact with whoever's out there and you play online games. Good for you. I'm just in my own place.
Yeah.
But when you're with your friends, it's different.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a totally different. It's like, oh man, these are my buddies. We're in it to win it together. I'm like, yeah, if I had a core group of gamers, I'd be on my headset every fucking night. But no. We all have our own niche games we play.
Yes. But yeah, I remember that certainly that summer and some of that third year we were we were definitely having a pretty good time for part of it.
That being said, if Fallout 76 was a better game, because I haven't played it, but I hear terrible things. If it was better, I think all of us would be on it, and that'd be the game we would all like team up on.
Yeah, I feel like it was one of those games that suffered a bit from expectations.
Lagging?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it suffered from expectations.
Things popping up for it.
Sorry, what was that?
Sorry, you were chopping there. I was saying that Fallout 76 might be a game we would all collaborate on together.
Yeah.
Because I know Mac once saw on No Man's Sky.
Yes.
But that one's... I don't know if I can get back into that.
Oh man, honestly, I played the VR for that once over when Mac was still living next door, I think. But it's one of those things where when I look back on my memories of VR of No Man's Sky, I look back on memories of actually being in space. Like it's like I remember flying through an asteroid belt, and the sense of scale is so proper that when you're flying by asteroids, they're enormous, and then you come out of the asteroid field and you see a huge planet with rings, and I was like, oh man, you know what? I want to fly along the ring So I went and I flew like along the top of the ring of the planet and then landed down on it, and it was just like it felt like I had actually done it. It was so cool. So even just getting a chance to play the VR is worth it for No Man's Sky. Eric's been
That
jamming it.
sounds pretty
Eric's been jamming just normal No Man's Sky a lot lately because it's they've updated it a lot. It's much
good.
better.
Yeah, it does sound like it has its perks now. But the VR, like, how long could you do that before you
Oh,
juke out your eyes?
I get motion sick so quick, so it's like
Oh
I
man,
sadly I can't VR for too
no, I'm
long.
feeling that now. Now I can only play games for like half an hour, and now I'm like, okay, I'm feeling a little queasy. Break time.
Yeah,
I'm adult, can't handle it anymore.
yeah, getting too old.
Too old to kill things for more than an hour. But yeah, no, that we had some really good times of just like, hey, we're going to bro out, we're going to play some nerdy ass games. Like that first D&D game, magic.
Yeah, I think that was one of my favorite things is when we started playing well, like when the magic cards came back out in a big way, it was really cool because sure, like playing all these video, like those are fun video games, but then it's just like, oh no, like let's play magic cards and watch Mac play through the Mass Effect games, and and then D&D happened, and yeah, it was like that was a beautiful moment.
Yeah. And I am still happy to introduce new people to D&D, like make some magic. My friend Tess, I introduced her to D&D about 3 years ago, just started running her own game about 2 weeks ago. And I couldn't be more proud. It's like, okay, someone I introduced D&D to went out, started their own group, became a DM, and now I'm a proud grand dungeon master.
That is indeed quite a beautiful thing. Yeah.
That that oh, it's touching. And like first thing I did is like, yo, how was your first game? Did it go good? Yo, I'm proud of you.
Well, it's fun.
So
I don't know. Like I growing up, like doing improv acting and stuff, and thinking I was going to be an actor, and then kind of getting out of that whole thing. It playing D&D, I realized like, oh man, like I'm exercising this muscle that hasn't been exercised in so long, and it so desperately wanted to be doing things, and D&D is such a great place for it. Yeah,
oh yeah, and we were lucky. We had a bunch of cool dudes. We all kind of understood. We all took it pretty seriously for the most part.
yep,
Mac was a great dungeon master. It was wonderful.
yeah, yeah. I mean, yeah, we had some great games. And there's the one on the island. I know Mac one day wants to do a sequel to the one we did on the island. But
The Ocean series, yeah.
yeah, but I remember our friend Jesse going crazy in that campaign and killing the whole royal family and just destroying all of Mac's leads for the story, and he just didn't know what to do.
Both games, both the first two games we played of Jesse, he was the shit disturber.
Yeah, that is true. That is very true.
It wasn't until Avatar that he calmed the fuck down.
It's funny, I
Learned
know.
to,
Oh yeah, Avatar. Yeah, for sure.
yeah, he calmed down and learned how to be a team player. But before that, he's like, no, I'm the agent of chaos.
Yeah, I honestly never really thought that I would have a D&D character that I would have had through games and have developed and like found a deeper connection with the character, and it's like, man, that was what, like 11 years ago.
I'm jealous. I'm straight up jealous of your relationship with Theok and Croak.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
Theok is just kind of like the grumpy side of me, I think, is what he's developed into. He's the crusty old man inside of me.
yeah. I have so many characters, but they're all so sporadic. They're little like pocket versions of me, but
Oh
then they
yeah.
get left off, and I don't look at them ever again. Clom, I think Clom is the closest I get now. Because I've kept Clom. I refuse to get rid of him.
Oh yeah, yeah, and well, and Klum is from the same campaign, isn't he?
Same campaign. Yep.
Yeah,
And I'm not losing him. He's not going anywhere ever again. I might have to remake him.
and I guess Mac was playing a 10-year-old character as well,
Yeah.
playing Bill. So there's
Yeah.
a lesson to all the viewers out there. Like you might play a D&D campaign and then be like, "Oh, that was fun," and some years might go by, and then you never know. You never know. You might pick up those characters again, and keep on doing it, and it's cool picking them up after some years. It's fun.
I have the game I was playing just saying with Tess and her friend and our friend Ryan. I'm sure they want to come back. It's been about 2 years. I'm going to do perfect time lapse. It's been however long since your last campaign. You've been crusty and old and waiting for the smoke to blow up from your huge siege battle, and now you're just hiding out. And they're going to love it. I know it. It's going to be great.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah, and it's just like, yeah, time. You don't lose these characters with time.
No,
They kick around. They age with you.
yeah, it's an interesting thing. Yeah, going back to old characters. So yeah, everyone out there, consider picking up an old. If you play D&D, pick up an old character
Pick
sheet.
pick an old character, or if you're done with one, put them away safely.
Yeah,
They'll put them in a box, in a shoebox under your bed. And one day, pull them out, give them to your kids.
Jimmy, this is your father's old character sheet. I want you to have it when you go off to college.
Oh, jolly key. Jimmy, what do you have there? Oh, it's just a level 25 paladin and level 5 druid and a level 7 rogue. How'd you get that?
Back in my day, it took years to get that powerful.
I inherited from my daddy. Well, it's legal. Looks like we have a god at the table.
And inherited
Oh.
character sheets. There's got to be people who have those at this point. There's got to be kids who've inherited character sheets from their parents. Oh, so yeah, you mentioned the Sandman trailer. I did watch the Sandman trailer, yes, and I was surprised by how kind of excited by it I was.
I was scared for it. The actors they got are pretty top notch.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, like the casting of it is pretty cool. Brienne of Tarth is Death. Oh no, Lucifer.
oh
That big chick from Game of Thrones.
oh really
The Night. So she's playing Lucifer.
interesting.
Yeah, and I don't know a lot of the names, but they all look good. I was worried about how you transfer something like that to live action. I thought animation would have been the way to go.
That would be really cool.
It's like it's going to be a lot of CGI. I can only imagine to depict dreams in such a way.
Yeah, sadly we're still not at the place where I think everyone's ready to just go like, yeah, animation can be whatever.
We're close. We're almost there.
Yeah.
I
But
think Invincible was pretty good. Did you get a chance to see Invincible at all on Amazon?
no, I haven't seen it.
That's like a comic book series animated, and they do not pull any punches.
Oh,
It's
really?
just as bloody as the comic book and impressive. And it's like, okay, we're getting to a place where we can do full like badassery. It's they got one season in. They're doing, I think, two more seasons at least. Yeah, like really, really good. And also another one, fucking that casting. Let me look that up for you. Ezra Miller, the guy who plays the Flash, plays a literal nobody in that one.
Really?
Invincible cartoon. Let me just read this one out to you. So Sandra Oh plays the mother
Oh, no way.
from Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah.
I think it's J.K. Simmons as the father,
Oh,
Omni-Man,
that's awesome.
the badass fucking kill you Superman. Glenn, Stephen Yeun from Walking Dead, Glenn,
Okay.
everyone loved. Jillian Jacobs plays the girlfriend. Mark Hamill plays the guy who designs the suits.
All right. All right.
Seth Rogen, who produces, is Alan the Alien, Zachary Quinto, Walton Goggins. This is just Clancy Brown's in it. Of course, he's in everything. But it's just nonstop like celebrity action in this,
That's pretty cool.
and it's bloody and badass. Can't recommend it enough.
I'll have to check that out. Yeah.
And you think it's like a teen soap, and then they're like, "No, you're wrong. It's like this part of it. Don't worry about it."
But yeah, the thing with Sandman
Sorry.
that struck me was just like they actually have the weirdo mask design. He's wearing the weird mask, and it seems like to me that it's going to be that very beginning of the comics, and this season is going to be him escaping from that cult.
The trailer was note for note the first like 4 pages of the comic.
Yeah, and that's what kind of struck me of going like, oh, all right, okay, yeah, this is Sandman.
Yeah.
Fair enough. So it's I'm intrigued. That's for sure.
Yeah. Did you see Dune yet?
Not yet. I really want to see
Not yet.
Dune so bad. I want to see Dune.
I watched it.
Oh
I
yeah.
won't say how, but we have our ways. The thing is, it's Dune.
Yes, that's what I've heard. I've heard that it's Dune.
It's Dune.
So,
But like David Lynch's was still Dune.
Yeah, I do love David Lynch's. I don't care what anyone says.
No, everyone can eat a dick. David Lynch's Dune is great.
Yeah.
I watched the documentary, Jodorowsky's Dune. I think that would have been great.
Yep.
I think those are both equally Dune, and this is also Dune. We've all read the book. We all know Dune. This is Dune. You'll like it.
Yeah. So I'm excited. It's that one shot in the trailer where you see Paul Atreides slash someone while he's wearing his like shiny armor, and the mask comes up, and he's got the glowy blue eyes, but he looks like really stoned. That's like, okay, like clearly this is done by people who know the whole deal of the strangeness of the source material, So I'm excited. I don't shut up about Dune. So
Speaking of something we don't shut up about, how did you find the Suicide Squad?
Oh yeah, I ended up seeing started watching a review of the film by Red Letter Media. I've really gotten into watching those guys' videos. They do some really good movie criticism, and they're also very funny. Like I like their kind of wry sense of humor. But Yeah, they started the review talking about it, and then they got to the point where they're like, okay, well, we're gonna kind of get into spoilers here, but we do kind of think maybe you should watch this movie. It's kind of fun. And I was like, all right, you know what? Fuck it. And so then that night, I watched it in the means of however one watches something. And yeah, I was surprised by just how it was a fun movie. Like, I don't think you should expect anything super deep or like something like that. It seemed like it was a fun cartoony movie, and it delivered. Yeah.
It delivered. I found that it took, after what, 20 years of comic book movies, this one's like, hey, why don't we take some like actual aspects from the comic book and add it to the film?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, totally. It yeah, it was the it had good characters too. Like, there's fun characters in there. You gotta love the Polka Dot Man.
Polka Dot Man is so much fun. I want more Polka Dot Man. I don't know how we can get more. He's not going to be in the Peacemaker series, unfortunately, I don't
Yeah.
think. Spoiler alerts. But, like, yeah, they were a lot of fun. And Harley Quinn, surprise, surprise, has the best character arc in the DC EU than anyone else. Between two movies that are horrible and this one, she has a full character.
Yeah, I found her bit. I don't know. I'm honestly not a huge fan of the character of Harley Quinn,
Yeah,
but
that's fair.
but
She's
I
not.
I
Yeah,
love the way, just like the weirdness of her story. It felt like an issue of a comic book in like the series of comic books you're reading.
yeah,
You kind of go from like you kind of get these. It felt like you get these different episodes, and hers was this very Harley Quinn episode that goes off on this bizarro tangent, and then just like in a gunshot, comes back to the film. And you go like, oh yeah, okay, whoa, we're back. So I really like that. I thought that was really fun, the way that you go like, oh really, is she really gonna get with the back? Oh no, okay, good, yeah, of
no,
course.
yeah. And like first movie with the Joker getting fucking knowing that it's abusive. Second movie, she gets over the relationship, and this movie, she's fucking healed from it and has learned from it.
Oh yeah, because there was it Birds of Prey that was in the
Birds of
middle?
Prey, the emancipation story of Harley Quinn, and it starts with her breaking up with the Joker.
See, I forgot to mention Jackson is our resident comic book expert. So,
And we are entering the era of Marvel where I will start to know less and less, unfortunately. Up until this point, I knew Marvel like the back of my hand. I can tell you what was going to happen at any point. Now, who the fuck are the Eternals?
yeah, I mean, I know some stuff of surrounded on the edges of that, but again, most of, I think, the things that I know about are more like connected to Silver Surfer and Galactus and whatever the council of people are that I don't think, because I confuse the Eternals with, there's the bald guy with the that's like short,
The Watcher.
the Watcher. Yeah, there's the Watcher, and then there's Eternity. I think that they're called. They're like space. They're like a
The
cloak of space with, you can see like half of a blue face.
yeah,
Um,
yeah, Eternity, I believe,
yeah, I
is the
can't
Marvel.
remember what that, and then there's like the four faced person. I can't remember what they're called, but so when I saw the Eternals was coming out, I thought it was a movie about like those guys, and I got really excited because, oh, like that's gonna be so weird. But then
Yeah,
I was like, oh no, no, I don't think I remember who the Eternals are, but they are from
and
space.
they're from space. They're like other Titans related to Thanos and Eros. And as far as I can tell, in this telling of it, I don't know if the robots are not made by the Celestials, and it seems like Galactus is kind of the bad boy. Which to me is like, no, Galactus is. is good. Galactus is needed.
Yeah, I mean, they might just be building up to people learning that Galactus is needed because they might be doing, like we start out with Galactus as a bad guy, and then as time went on, you learn that he's what
Yeah,
eating celestial eggs or something.
yes. Celestial eggs, because if we don't, then they'll overrun the universe.
Yeah, and
As
celestial
far
eggs
as
are
I know.
generally like planets.
Yep. We
Yeah.
are. Earth is a celestial egg, I believe. And when you manifest energies such as the Phoenix Force and mutations on Earth, it speeds up the process of the celestial.
Uh, See, I would love it if they do the whole space egg thing. That would be fucking nuts if they
If they
actually
do
did
the
that.
space egg thing, and then that could be if the space egg starts to develop by the end of the Eternals, that could be the thing that develops mutants on Earth.
Yeah. Well, once Guardians 2 did the Living Planet, it was like, oh man, all bets are off on this MCU. Like I have no idea what they're gonna do because that was one character I thought they would never ever do. The weird bearded looks like Kurt Russell planet and get Kurt Russell to play the like what is happening? so yeah, it's
And all bets are really off now. Of like we're entering uncharted territories, and it's funny. It's funny. Everyone's like, everyone wants to get off this superhero ride. I'm like, yo, we're finally getting to the good shit. I don't know what's going to happen. It's interesting. Let's see.
that is true. That is very true. And I am excited but maybe a little nervous about the third Spider-Man movie cuz you can't help but I mean I can't help but be a little excited about the Green Goblin and Doc Ock coming back.
I I think it'll be okay.
Vulture's in
Tom how
Vulture's in prison. He's around, so it's just like you're getting. Oh yeah, Electro's going to be back. That's 4 people. We only need 2 more. We're at the Sinister Six. I've been waiting. I've been waiting since I was a kid for a Sinister Six
people
movie.
people speculate Sandman's in it,
Oh my god.
and people speculate the Lizard's in it.
Oh,
So that's the six.
it
Is
could
that
be
all the villains?
the Lizard. It could be Venom because Venom. I know at the end of the Venom movie, there's a little hint there.
Really?
Yeah,
Uh,
I do you want? I don't know. I don't know if I should
Go
say
for it.
it's the
It's
I
Venom. Come on.
it's the after credit scene and it's apparently really just kind of hackneyed because it's like the flash happens that's Doctor Strange doing his magic and that
Okay.
happens through Venom's world and then I think that he's now in a much nicer apartment or so and he sees like Peter Parker on the news unmasked as Spider-Man or something like that uh,
Pretty
so
good. I'm
so
mad. I'm mad at that.
so who knows? He might. He's because if you're bringing Venom into the Spider-Man world, it's like, is he gonna immediately team up with Spider-Man? I feel like he's kind of got to be a bad guy first.
I wasn't crazy what they did with Venom in the movies. The first. I've only seen the first one. It's fine. Reminds me of the early 2000s, rougher take on superheroes.
Yeah,
Eddie Brock looked like shit the entire time. It was funny to see. No point was he shirtless and hot. He just looked like shit and about to die any moment.
yeah,
I was like, yeah, no, that's what it'd be like. Um, I heard the second one wasn't as good,
yeah.
which is sad to hear from the first one because it wasn't even great. And I know they want Venom to go into a hero direction. He's been played up as a hero for the last 5 to 10 years, I want to say.
Yeah.
And then just this summer was a Venom event.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was the King in Black event, and not a Marvel expert, DC expert, but I keep tabs. Null, the King symbiote, came to Earth to collect Eddie Brock's son because that kid is like super symbiote. And Eddie has been apparently playing it off that he was his older brother. And then Null apparently comes to Earth and just decimates the hero forces, turns majority of the heroes on Earth into symbiote slaves. And then you have like small pockets of hero resistance. Blade recruits the vampire army to chip in and fight the Venoms. Blade is a
Blade.
huge part. Blade and Conan are both big parts of Marvel right now. Straight up. And I don't mind Blade so much because he was always Marvel, and it's cool to bring in the vampire elements.
Yep.
Conan the Barbarian, I'm like, oh, you don't need Conan.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I can't remember who published the original Conan comics because I don't think it was Marvel. Though I could be thinking of Turok because that was done by Valiant. I always thought Turok was invented by the video game, but it was actually a comic book series first.
The Savage Avengers. Conan the Barbarian, Dr. Voodoo, Elektra, Punisher, Venom, and Wolverine.
Oh my god, what the hell?
I'm just reporting the news.
Hey, comics got to be comics, you know?
Right now, I think there's a series. It's Black Bolt, Iron Man, Spider-Man, Wasp, and Blade as a team.
Like N Blade.
I like Blade. I'm not mad that Blade is now like a prominent Marvel character. It's like, fuck yeah.
It's super cool. It's just for me, it's really hard to divorce Blade from Wesley Snipes.
No, Blade is always Wesley Snipes.
Yeah, like Blade and Wesley Snipes are the same person in real life, you know?
Yeah.
And so it's almost like it's Wesley Snipes is now a member of the comic books. It's just so funny with Blade because it's like, do they draw him? They must draw him, and he looks like, can they draw him in a way that doesn't look like Wesley? I feel like they'd try drawing it and be like, damn it, I can't not draw Wesley Snipes.
There is the new guy.
The new guy.
There's a new guy cast as Blade.
Oh, are they? Oh, because they're remaking Blade, aren't they? Or did?
Yeah, they're remaking Blade. Um, he doesn't look bad. I'm not mad. I know it should just be Wesley Snipes.
Yeah.
Like we all wanted to be Wesley Snipes.
I hope it's weird and artsy like the first one.
Oh fuck! Why does it have a Mahershala Ali?
Oh yeah.
Which is fine because he's already in Luke Cage's Cottonmouth.
Yeah, he's been in a lot of stuff.
He's in Invincible, like I just called. Luke Cage.
Oh, really?
House of Cards. Trim. Oh man, boy's been busy.
Oh yeah, no, he's been showing up in like some big proper films as well. Yeah, he's kicking it. But that's cool about Invincible. It seems like one of those projects that there's maybe some nerds coming out of the woodwork to be like, ooh, I would like to play a character in that.
It was refreshing to see a comic book show I knew nothing about.
Yeah,
and just go in like blank. What's going to happen? I don't know.
Oh, is it original?
It's Robert Kirkman, same guy who did Walking Dead.
Oh, interesting.
And that was his superhero story.
Oh, okay.
And just takes all the tropes of Marvel and DC, puts them in a blender.
I imagine, like, is it a little bit like The Boys and its grittiness, but not quite like that dude's level of gritty?
Homelander and what's his name? J.K. Simmons' character, Omni-Man. Homelander and Omni-Man. I don't know who's worse.
Very similar.
What's worse, a spoiled boy or a racist alien?
Racist alien. That's pretty amazing. Oh man, yeah. Hard to
Like,
say.
what's worse? Superman level powers, you're a boy raised in captivity, and you're childish and spoiled, and you need attention, or you're here to conquer, and we're all fucking little pests to you.
Is J.K. Simmons like a Vril?
Um, of real?
Vril were like it's this alien race that became like a thing in Germany occultism in the early 1900s.
Go out and
And
conquer.
yeah, they all
Go
thought
out.
they thought that the Aryans were descended from the Vril race, and then even like like Nazi people were into the whole Vril thing, and it was a part of like the neo pagan religion that they're gonna have about in the Third Reich. So yeah, so I was just it just sounds like
It's
racist
not
alien is like, oh man, is he? Are they doing a
not even
little?
racist towards like individual races, but races against humanity.
Oh, okay, I see.
That we're all just fucking cockroaches to be stepped on.
Yeah, you'd say humanist, but that would actually be a good
Humanist.
thing. If he
Yeah.
was a humanist, he'd like everybody.
So, sorry, bud. Spoilers. Omni Man comes from a race of Viltrumites, and their like purpose is to go out and conquer. So they go to a planet and weaken its defenses before the invasion happens, however
Ah,
way you want.
interesting. That's cool.
And so our main character, Mark, who grew up in a normal household where his dad was Superman, finds out later, is like, yo, son, it's time for us to, take this planet. It's like, no, fuck you. I live here. This is my home. My friends live here. Go away.
I love that it's animated too.
Yeah.
That's great.
And like, yeah, boys level blood.
Oh yeah.
Minimum, if not, I want to say more.
Well, in animation, you could kind of,
Get a,
you could do it in a way that it almost feels more extreme. Like I remember seeing adult, not like adult as in like porn, but like for more adult audiences anime for the first time. Like when I was a kid, just I'd only seen Pokemon and Digimon and censored North American Dragon Ball Z, and then you know I end up seeing Princess Mononoke and go like, whoa, and then Kill Bill where there's that anime sequence, just like, oh my god. So realizing like, oh yeah, animation can be just as intense or maybe more because it can be so like hyper and over the top.
because in the boys where Homelander just like mows down the audience with his he blasts, and it cuts away to him daydreaming that it's like, oh, we wouldn't actually do that, ha 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 ha. And Vince was like, no, this guy just does that.
Yeah.
That yeah, and so there's something to be said where like we can show that in real life, but we're still going to cut away because it's still pretty fucking brutal. But in cartoons, like, no, we're going to let this ride. You're going to see this.
Yeah, that's it's the fun of the cartoon.
And fucking excuse my language. Nah, I've been around kids all day. Fuck, fuck, fuck. Suicide Squad pulled no punches, and it was great.
Oh yeah.
And that was a live action film. Like, yep, we're going that that movie starts off, like kill off the entire like first team, pulled no punches, showed you all the blood, and like, yes, this is what the Suicide Squad is supposed to be. First team dead.
Oh yeah, that was great. And I was though I was very sad to be like, no, Nathan Fillion. I wanted more Nathan Fillion and his detachable arms.
He might be the one that makes into Peacemaker.
Oh, that would be hilarious.
He wasn't confirmed killed, And we know one member from Suicide Squad is going to make it into the show. Could be Weasel. I would be very happy to see no detachable arm kid.
Yeah, me too. Because you gotta love Nathan Fillion. He's our Canadian boy.
It's almost upsetting that he didn't get a role in Uncharted.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think we all,
Marky Mark,
yeah,
fine. Tom Holland, fine. But like Nathan Fillion beats you both. I'm sorry. Tom Holland, I love you to death. You look 16. I would not trust you to steal a national treasure. And Marky Mark, I wouldn't trust to tie a shoe.
yeah. I mean, for one, you kind of want the mustache. It's like, I know you want Marky Mark to be sexy looking, but come on, give me that mustache. I gotta have it. Uh, but I do think, I don't know, that was another trailer where I was surprised. I thought I would not like it more, and it seems like, okay, well, it's like young Nathan Drake still finding his way.
Tom Holland's too fucking likable is the problem.
He does, yeah, he does have a very adorable face.
Yeah. That stupid movie with him and Daisy Ridley, with them, all the guys in the world, you can see their thoughts. Pretty dumb movie, but like, stupid Tom Holland, you're pretty good. I like watching you. Fuck off. Same thing with Timothy Chalamet. They're both good-looking, good actors. Fuck both of them.
Yeah, well, I mean, I was very jazzed about the like Timothy Chalamet getting Paul Atreides, because he's so kind of like beautiful that he does look like he could be the product of 1,000 years of eugenics, like Paul Atreides is. It's like, oh yeah, look at him, like, look at that guy. Oh, I can't hear you at all there, Jackson. Nope. Oh,
Check.
yep, there we go.
There we go. Yeah, look at that guy. He's so fucking beautiful. Of course he's Jesus.
Yeah, exactly.
That guy, I bet he's Jesus.
Yeah, well, I mean, yes, I mean, especially now that, like, I feel like there's a decent portion of Christian America that has a secret boner for Jesus, because he's always like so sweaty and muscly up there on that cross.
I love any kid who goes out there and places their Jesus photo of Ian McGregor, ObiWan, is a hero to me. Every home should secretly have an ObiWan disguised as a Jesus photo.
That's genius.
Yeah, I saw that meme a few times. I'm like, yes, everyone should do this. No one's going to know. How do they know? They're not going to know.
They'll be like, yeah, of course my Lord and Savior looks like Ewan McGregor. Yeah, that makes sense.
All hail Ian McGregor, kindest man around.
Our Lord is a sexy Lord, he is.
I need more Star Wars in my life.
Really? You need more Star Wars after that last Star Wars movie? Oh my god.
No, those don't exist.
Okay. Oh yeah, so we need 7, 8, 9.
Yeah. which I think they're leading up to in. So, did you watch Bad Batch at all?
Watch what?
Bad Batch?
No. Well,
Oh, it's on our channels.
yes.
It's the sequel season to Clone Wars of
Oh,
just the
okay.
Bad Batch clones.
Yes, I think I remember Eric telling me about that. Yeah.
At the end of that, we see a mountain, and the mountain has significance. That's where they did all the stuff for the actual books for 789. Like
Really?
all the Mirror Jade, all the Clone Emperor stuff, all the like that cool, all the Thrawn stuff in the original Galaxy's Legends canon, all took place in this mountain. They reveal at the end of Bad Batch.
Really?
So,
Luke might
in
still marry a sexy redhead Sith?
yeah, and we
Oh
still
my
might
god.
get a clone Luke
Really? There is a clone Luke?
with Luuke.
Oh, that kind of man, I haven't like those books I read some of those books back so long ago.
And Ezra just told me what happened. I never actually read them. They sound like a drug trip.
They were pretty wild. They were pretty wild.
But like, yeah, that mountain they reveal is the key to it all. It's between Bad Batch and Mando. Like, I'm pretty optimistic for the world of Star Wars. Like, fuck the sequel trilogy. There's enough good stuff happening now that's like, boy oh boy, we're in for a treat.
Should I watch the second season of Mandalorian then?
Fine. I got no complaints.
Yeah, I heard some mixed reviews about it because I really liked the first season. I was like, I don't know if I want to tarnish it. I
First
heard,
episode, second season's fantastic.
yeah.
Can't go wrong with that one. Like that one, just watch the first episode, second season, and it's like you're playing KOTOR again. It's a quest from KOTOR.
Really?
It's killed the crate dragon,
Oh man.
and then second one, ice caves and spiders. That one's it goes a bit adventure for adventure of the week, but so did the first season. Bill Burr's returns pretty interesting.
I did love his character like in that episode in the first season.
You know what? A lot of people didn't like him, and I honestly didn't like him that first season. Second season, he is a fully fleshed character, and he's very good.
Very nice.
So that's like the second last episode of the season.
Hmm.
That's probably the best episode of the season, I'd say.
Hmm.
The episode with Tamora Morrison was fantastic. It's not like great, but like just having Tamora Morrison back, it's like fuck it, I don't care. I don't care, Tamora Morrison. Yeah, like I say, go for it, man. Everyone cried at the end when they released the final twist. Didn't hit me as hard.
Yeah.
I'm not going to spoil that for you. Interesting what you feel about that.
Hmm.
But yeah, I think it's fine.
Well, I
Uh,
suppose maybe I'll check it out.
and also he meets some more You watch Clone Wars, right?
Oh yeah.
He meets what's her face? Starbucks character. She voices her in the cartoon from Battlestar. And then she plays herself in Mando as the Mandalorian princess or Duchess.
Very cool.
And then he's all freaked out by Mandalorians who take off by their helmets. Dude, he's fucking Death Watch. We found out he's Death Watch. He's from the cult raised by Darth Maul.
Oh really?
That's why he doesn't take out the helmet. He's fucking Death Watch.
Wow, them bringing in the whole Darth Maul living
Darth
past.
Maul's, yeah, and his sect of Mandalorians had followed Darth Maul and went back to the old ways.
Wow, that's wild.
So it's like, fuck yeah, if you know Clone Wars, like, this is some wild shit.
Yeah, they've got some serious they've got some serious Star Wars nerds working on the
Yeah.
writing team for sure.
Favreau is a fucking nerd. Jon Favreau might be the one that, like, he's just like 20-year older us.
Oh
Swear
yeah.
to God.
Oh yeah,
Like,
definitely.
yeah. He gets to live his dream. Like, I want to be every Star Wars character I ever wanted to be.
Lucky bastard.
Lucky bastard. Soon we'll have Boba Fett, and life will be good. 2 months to Boba Fett.
Oh, the Boba Fett movie?
TV show.
Oh, really?
I tried to save the spoiler for you when I said Tamora Morrison. I meant Boba Fett shows up.
Oh man.
And now he's getting his own. It's not Mando this year. We're getting Boba Fett, the TV show, this year. In 2 months.
Because they were talking about doing a Boba Fett show initially.
Yep.
Interesting.
2 months away, buddy.
We'll see how that goes.
That's the year 2021's dose of Star Wars. It's going to be Boba Fett.
Interesting. Yeah, well, certainly Favreau has handled Star Wars better than the main series. So,
What are you talking about? What are we talking about?
The second one was the second one wasn't as bad, I think, as people made it out to be. I think I actually liked Last Jedi the most out of the three of them.
I agree with you, and people hate when you say that.
I know. It's like I don't. Out of all the things to be bothered by, like Leia floating in space, whatever, and it's a different idea. The whole like slow chase through space, I thought was a neat sci-fi idea. And,
I find that people get hung up on Luke.
Yeah.
So there's this cult out there. I call them the Luke fanboy cult. That Luke can do no wrong in their eyes. And that Luke was this old, defeated loser who was isolated. Like, no, Luke would never do that. Luke would never give up. I'm like, who are you to say that? Fuck you.
Yeah. Let's see. Luke never.
Yoda.
Luke
failed.
Never. Yeah. Luke
Yoda
never
failed,
gave up.
Self-exile. ObiWan failed. Self-exile. Both of them are the best Jedi in the fucking universe, and they failed and gave up. What's Luke going to do? Not fail and give up? Fuck you.
That is so true. Yeah, it is kind of the classic tale of the Jedi, and with kind of, I think, part of the talking a bit of the inherent fault in some of the Jedi philosophy. But also, like, Luke, it's like, what do you mean, like, Luke never gave up? Like, I can't lift it, Yoda. I can't do it. I'm too weak. That's totally
he
Luke.
Failed consistently. And I would bring up these arguments and like, oh yeah, Luke totally failed at this point and this point. He goes into the swamp and brings his lightsaber when Yoda tells him not to. And he fucking cuts off the head of the imaginary invaders. Like, yeah, he failed again. Luke fails all the time. And it's like, at a certain point, you're going to give up. But that giving up means that you're going to have to overcome at some point. And that's interesting.
Yeah. And also, like, just on the whole Leia thing, too. Like, some people saying, like, what do you mean, like, Leia with the whole Force? It's like, well, I mean, she was initially going to be that kind of, like, she was the next one. There was an initial plan for that. And then also, like, I seem to remember as a kid reading about how Leia was using battle focus during the battle in the Return of the Jedi, and so she was helping focus, like, using the Force to like strengthen the battle that's going on in the sky.
Even in Revenge of the Sith or Empire Strikes Back, when Luke's hanging off Cloud City, Leia's like, "Yo, Luke's in trouble.
Yep.
Let's go help him.
That's the
It's
Force.
like, yeah.
It's a two-way street there. Luke doesn't just send like a message to Han Solo into his head. No, he sends it into someone who also is in touch with the Force. So yeah, I mean, it's not like I was like, oh boy, like Last Jedi, great Star Wars movie. But out of the three of
Most
them,
original.
yeah, that was the thing. Is it was like it kind of at least did its own thing. You know, that's good. And there wasn't the bringing back the Palpatine and all of his spaceships that he managed to hide away. They just like they did not explain that well in the movie. There's ways to, I think, like already within the canon to explain that, and they just kind of do it in a way that was so unfortunately clumsy.
It was very clumsy. Like, I wasn't mad that Snoke died. It was nice that he died in the second one. That subverts the original trilogy. Cool.
Yeah, I like that too.
The original trilogy. I'm not mad they brought Sidious back at the end of the third one because I'm happy that I'm like, okay, it was all Sidious the whole time. Whole time, all Sidious. Cool. I can get behind that. But it's just so, yeah, the ship thing on Exegol, dumb. None of them made sense.
No, and also like I liked all the robe people, and it like who's all of the robe people. Who are all these people in all of the robes hanging out with Palpatine in his big cave, and the fact that the music is all like that like oh, 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 it kind of seems like they're all singing. So
Yeah.
So did Palpatine just like force all these people like you put on these robes and you train them? You all need to learn this choral chant. It is my song and you all must be singing. Like just the logistics of setting up this whole thing is like really like, are they just compelled to sing the song because he's so evil? Like what?
Yeah, because those are natives of Exegol. So he just showed up. It's like, yes, I am the most evil in the universe. You shall now worship me.
It's like, all right, sure. It's the evilest cargo cult of all time.
Yeah. Oh, fuck. And, like, I thought of going the other day where, like, Maul should have taken power, and then the remnants of the Empire and the rebels should have teamed up together to try to take on this third force of Maul's new empire that he's made. Of what the crime syndicates or the leftover power of the Night Sisters. Maul has access to almost all the power in the universe. But it's just like, nah, whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, that would have been. I would have been down with Darth Maul coming back.
Third trilogy should have been Maul.
The
biggest.
Yo,
I was pissed off.
The biggest disappointment and cool bad guys ever of him getting cut in half in that first movie. I remember that when I was a kid. Like, no, I wanted more Darth Maul, and then the fan love for him and him being in the animations and stuff. And then that would be so sweet if he came back. Yes, me, Darth Maul, me.
And like, yeah, fuck. The Solo movie was pretty good, but not enough people liked it because we would have got a Darth Maul trilogy there if that succeeded. If Solo went well.
That is true. I've tried to watch it twice and I've fallen asleep both times, so I don't know.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. It's just fun, but yeah, it's dumb.
Yeah. Oh well. We got good old Mando.
Space Western. Have you checked out Visions at all?
No, I didn't watch Visions. No.
Some good, some bad.
Yeah, that's what I heard. And did you what about Loki?
Loki's very good. You might like that.
Yeah.
Time shenanigans.
And Owen Wilson. I do have a soft spot for Owen Wilson.
Owen Wilson, pretty great. And do you know who the villain is?
No.
No? You want to know?
Yeah, sure.
At the end, we get Jonathan Majors, the guy from Lovecraft Country, as a version of Kang.
Really
But Kang the Conqueror is coming.
interesting.
And boy howdy, his Kang was delicious.
Oh man. Interesting.
Yeah, because I know you probably love you some Kang as much as I love you some Kang.
Yeah, absolutely. Man.
Kang the Conqueror.
It definitely is cool, the kind of weird characters that they're bringing out, like people that are a little bit
It's
off the beaten path of knowing.
the the whole concept of Loki is very interesting. It's an argument between determinism and free will.
Oh, really?
That's what the show is. Because up until this point, Marvel has in the MCU has been a singular timeline.
Oh, yeah. Well, and I mean, we know that Loki is supposed to ultimately is dead in our future. So I imagine he's working against that in some kind of a way.
In Endgame, in the middle, he disrupts it, and this is him being taken out of the time stream to keep it in check. So he is out of the time stream. And this is all happening outside of time.
Interesting.
But there's still a character, Loki, who is always going to be an agent of chaos and free will.
Yeah.
That's the joy of Loki. He is the embodiment of free will.
Yeah, trickster god, man.
And so the show, asks us like what happens when an agent of free will is stuck in a determinist system.
Interesting.
That's the best way I could describe the show.
Yeah,
And I know you'd appreciate that.
Yeah, that is a cool way of describing it.
And then slowly Owen Wilson gets ground down. It's like, yo, I start listening to this guy talking about free will all the time. Maybe he has a point.
And I feel like the like Tom Hiddleston and Owen Wilson could bounce off of each other well as actors.
Hitch. Me and my buddy were talking about this at work. Tom Hiddleston, young Count Dooku. Timothy Chalamet, young, what's his name? Qui-Gon Jinn.
Oh,
Have a young Qui-Gon Jinn Dooku series.
That would be interesting.
That's my pitch.
And get to witness like the downfall of Dooku.
Downfall of Dooku and the rise of Qui-Gon.
Hmm.
Qui-Gon, this young, introspective, kind of doesn't take all the rules to heart, and Dooku, this uptight, but super smart, super like on point, like kind of sick of like the Jedi Council. It's like, yo, I was kind of destined for more. I think the two of them would be good.
That would be pretty sweet.
That's my casting picks. For
Yeah,
Dooku, Qui-Gon Jinn series.
Well, Disney, I'm sure you're listening. So
I'll listen every week. Every time I'm here, I'll throw you pitches if you listen. They're right here. They're right here.
All the free pitches.
Yeah, watch it get announced next week.
Yeah. Oh, damn it!
Damn it!
Should have asked for a credit.
Just a producer credit.
Because our trusty producer is taking a break, for this episode, I got to ring the official Cowco Inc. brand cowbell, which signals the end of Cow Talk. So I'd like to thank Jackson for joining me today for our episode. Yeah, it was good. It was good to talk. Look forward to doing more. You're definitely going to see more Jackson. Do you have anything? Do you have anything that you'd like to plug at all?
Check me out at Jack_Stonewall on Instagram. You can find my arts and stuff.
We'll have a
And
link
that's
up.
yeah, that's pretty much it.
Great. And you can find me at fantasyflightrecords.bandcamp.com for some cool music. And yeah, that's our episode for this week. So thank you very much. Thanks, Jackson.
Oh,
Have a
thank
good
you
one,
so much.
everybody. Bye.
Take care.